Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today I am sharing my newest, I made jeans and I'm so excited about them and I can't wait to talk you through them. But before we get into that, today is Friday, which means we have a Love Notions Feature Friday, and it is the Coda Quilted Coat. Quilted coats are all the rage right now, right? I was a tester for this one when it came out, I think at the end of 2022, maybe the beginning of 2023. It doesn't matter. But I did quilt it with some flannel on one side and cotton lawn on the other. Love that jacket, the color, everything about it. I'm excited for the weather to warm up just a little bit so I can start wearing it again. It's just a really lovely pattern. And if you're wanting to try something a little bit more, or a little on, like very much on trend right now, which quilted coats definitely are, I think this is a great pattern to grab. Patchwork quilted coats are very, very much in. You could thrift something, you can even make your own little patchwork pieces, whatever your desire is. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the coat comes with a quilting pattern that you can use. I think. Anyway, you can use code 10TKS to get an additional 10% off that sale price, but again, it's $5 today only. So if you don't have that one, you may want to go grab it today. There we have it. Okay, guys, let's talk about jeans. So it has been a minute since I have made any jeans myself. I made my daughter some jean shorts last summer. I think it was last summer. It's just been a while since I've made jeans for no real reason other than I was just more inspired to make other things. And I also think that some of the styles were going more towards like mid-wash, like not dark, but like a mid, not mid-rise. That's not what I'm meaning. Just not quite so dark, more of a, but not like super light, but you know what I mean. Like the color of denim was one that was hard to get when you're making your own. Not impossible, but just harder to get making your own. So it's just easier to buy some ready-to-wear jeans. I have a couple of pairs. I'm also, oddly enough, I know that buying pants can be very problematic for a lot of people, but it actually is not that big. I actually fit into ready-to-wear pants much better than I do into tops or dresses. So anyway, I just have been buying my jeans. Just a little quicker, a little easier, and I've been more motivated to make other things. However, I forgot how much I love making jeans. I had such a fun time making this pair of jeans, but I had a vision in my head of what I wanted to recreate. So when I put together the ready-to-wear videos and pair those with patterns and stuff for you to make on your own, I have been noticing that jeans are, flares have been in, I feel like, for a couple of years now, like come back. But now they're getting even more relaxed in the thigh. So it's not so much like fitted through the thigh and then flaring out. It's a little bit more, fitted through the hip and then just a wider leg all the way down. Yes, some of them are like way over, like really wide baggy pants, like very much 90s. It's the 90s trend coming back. My daughter even has a pair that are fitted through the hip and then the whole leg is a little bit wider. Really, really cute. I can't remember where she got them. But anyway, I had kept noticing these jeans popping up when I was doing research for these videos, and it's one that I wanted to try. And honestly, I did get on some websites, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just buy myself a pair. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, I think I could recreate these, and then maybe, I'm in the mood to make some jeans, and also I think we could do a little bit of experimentation as well. So let me talk about the pattern first. This is the Love Notions Legato mixed with the leg of the Love Notions Largo cargo pants. I love the Largos. I love how they're a little bit less fitted through like the lower hip and then the legs are like really comfortable. I wanted those legs, but I did want it nice and fitted through the hip up at the top, and then I also wanted traditional jean details. I know a few people had taken the Largos and made them in denim and put the patch pockets on the inside, although patch pockets on the outside are very in for denim right now as well. So there were some options that I could play around with, but I really wanted the traditional jean details on the upper part and then just that nice relaxed wide leg. So I mixed the two patterns together. So before we go any farther, I'm going to take you to the cutting table and show you how I did that. Okay, so this, I just want to show you how I'm doing this little bit of a hack. So for the most part, I'm using all of the pieces from the Legatos. So I've got all of my Legato pieces here. I mean, my pocket lining, which actually won't be cut out in denim since that's the pocket lining. I've got my yoke, and I'm doing the straight waistband. So I've got the straight yoke here. I've got my straight waistband. I've got my belt loops and my pocket facing shield, my coin pocket, my back pocket, my fly shield. This will all get cut out of the denim, and that I'm not doing anything different. So I'll be using all those pieces. And then I've got my front and back here of the actual Legatos. Now, what I'm doing is I've got my Largo pattern here. As well. It's right here. It's a little bit longer, so a little bit harder for me to get all in frame. But I'm going to be basically cutting out my Legatos at the top and all through the crotch curve. And then here about hip, I'm going to be going out into the line of the Largos. So this is what you need. You need all your pieces for your Legatos, and then you need the front and back piece of the Largos. So let me readjust here, and I'll show you how we're going to cut the front and the back out here. Okay, so here's my fronts. So this is what I'm doing. I've got my Legato. Here is my front leg of my Legato, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and put my weights down to kind of get this weighted down nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut this notch here on the Legatos. It's the hip, basically like your hip point. Now you're going to remember that even though the rides on these pants are similar, the Largos use a facing. So the waistband actually goes all the way up in here. You attach a waistband to the Legatos. So it's the difference between a faced waistband and a actual waistband. And the Largos are not as fitted through the hip. They're looser through the hip. So you do have more ease through here, but I'm going to show you how we're going to cut these out anyway. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to cut my pocket right there. I'm going to cut across the top here, and I'm going to cut here at the top, and I'm just going to cut right and stop right at this notch here on the hip of the Largo. And then we can go ahead and cut this, but I'm not going to cut any of my inseam. I'm just going to cut my right to that crotch curve. This is kind of hard to get that looking nice and neat here. There we go. So before I do anything, I'm just really going to I'm going to clip my center front here. I'm not going to mark my zipper stop here yet because I'm going to put interfacing there. And so I'll go back and mark this after my interfacing is there. Okay, so that's all I'm cutting from the Legatos, okay? I'm just cutting right here up to the crotch. I'm cutting the fly here at the top, the pocket, and then I'm stopping right here at this notch here. Okay, so now we're going to take our Largos, and this is where it can get a little tricky. You may want to darken your grain line here on your Legatos too. I can see it through mine, but if you can't, go ahead and darken your grain line here at your Legatos. And I'm just very carefully going to pick up my weights, but I don't want to move my pattern. And now I'm just going to lay my Legatos on top, and I'm matching my crotch points together. And now I want to make sure, and I can see my grain line here. I want to make sure that they're parallel, that they're the same. And my Legatos are coming out a little bit past this point here, but that's okay. That's okay. This is where we've stopped cutting at this point. Now, you'll notice that your Largos are going way past the Legatos here at center front. Don't worry about that. They're going to be a lot higher here. That's okay. We just want this hip point to be matched and our crotch points to be matched, okay? So those are the two things that we are matching. And once I am comfortable with the way everything looks, we're going to lay our pattern weights back on top. And I know I'm going off frame here at the hem, but it's just, straight hem. Okay, so once I've done that, now I'm going to pick up where I left off here, cutting right at that notch. And now I'm just going to continue cutting, and I'm following the leg of the Largos. So here at this crotch point, I'm now following the leg of the Largos. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my notches here because this will match the back with the Largos again. So I'm going to cut there, and I'm going to cut there. Okay, so there's my front leg. So if we take our Largo away and we still have our Legato, sorry, those are close in name too, we can see the difference, which is what I wanted. So I've got, there's the difference there on the sides, on the out seam in the leg. It's quite a bit longer. In fact, it goes off the edge here. And then if I pull away the front, you can see how much it's adding to that front leg as well. So it's giving us a longer leg because the Legatos are kind of hit at the ankle. So this is going to go all the way down to the ground like the Largos. But it should be nice and fitted still up through the hip area because we're not changing that from the Legato. So that is how I'm going to do it. And now I'm going to cut out my back pieces and I'm going to cut them out the same way. I'm going to match them up the same way by matching up the hip, making sure that's all lined up nice and neat. My grain lines are parallel, and that my back crotch curve is measured or is the same point. So doing it exactly the same way for the back. So that is how I am combining my Legatos and my Largos. Everything else gets cut out per the Legatos. Okay, so it was really pretty easy. I didn't even trace off a new leg. I literally just put them on there. You just want to make sure your grain lines are parallel, matching up that crotch point and kind of that hip, and this worked. It worked really, really well. So for my jeans, the Largos or the Legatos are a little bit of a choose your own adventure type of pattern. So there are options for a curved waistband or a straight waistband, depending on if you're straighter through your waistline or curvier through your waistline, if you really go in at your waist. And then there's options for a flat butt adjustment or a full butt adjustment. So if you have a curvier butt or a flatter butt, there's two different cutting options. And then there's files for tall, regular, or petite. And those aren't just lengths in the legs, that also increases the rise or decreases the rise as well. So that was kind of, I really enjoyed the Largos for that reason. So that's another reason I wanted to use those for this part of the pants. So when I tested the Largos, when they came out last winter, the fall before, can't remember, I was asked to do the petite file because, and I can't remember I think I made a 12 because that's what I did on these. Anyway, I think that's what it was. But I was asked to do the petite file with the curvier butt, straight waistband, just because I was 5'2", and they were wanting to test all the different things. And that's what I did. So the Largos that you see me wear are a petite, the petite file with straight waistband and the curvier bum. But the Largos also end like ankle length, like they end right above your ankle. My height is in my legs. I use that term very loosely because I'm only 5'2", but I have much more height in my legs and then a very short torso. Meaning, if I'm out buying clothes, I don't normally buy petite pants. They're usually too short on me. I fall right in between a petite and a regular. So like a petite are like an inch too short and regulars are like an inch too long, which is just kind of how it is. So I wanted to use, but my rise is pretty standard too. Like it's not a petite rise because again, I have a very high waist. So for this pair, I use the standard file and I really like it. They come up a little bit higher on my body, like a little closer to my waist. They're not on my waist, but they're just right below it. But they do come up higher than my others. And I really, really like that about these. And then I left the legs completely alone because I wanted them to be nice and long. So I did just the legs on the Largos, knowing that this denim will shrink up probably the next 2 times I wash it. that length just shrinks up just a little bit. So I'll probably lose a little bit of length on these. I don't want to lose too much though, because I do feel like with my platform sneakers that I've got on, that it's a nice length right now. Made the size 12. My Largos are a size 12, straight size 12, and these are the 12 as well, with the straight waistband, curvy butt. So that is the size that I made, and then I didn't do any adjustments to them at all. There's no alterations done, not even shortening of the leg. I just left it all as is, and that's what you're getting here. So I used this is actually the Cone Mills S Jean denim, stretch denim, that you can't find anymore. So when they closed the manufacturing facility in, is it White Oak, North Carolina? I can't remember. But when they closed the last U.S. Manufacturing plant, they quit making the S Jean. You can still get Cone Mills denim, and quite a few places sell it. In fact, I'll link, Blackbird has some right now, dead stock. I'll link that down below just as an option. But I bought, when I knew they were going out of sale, I bought, I think, 4 yards, or meters maybe even, of the S Jean stretch denim to make some jeans. So I have enough to do another pair of jeans later. So yeah, there's other denims that are out there that are just as good. It's absolutely fine. And yeah, love. So there is some stretch to these. Love how they fit. Now, these are just a little snug through the hip area. Like, I probably could have used a little bit of a full belly adjustment. The Legatos do not have a full belly adjustment file. The Largos do. And I do use the full belly when I make the Largos. But I'm okay with this being just a tad tight through here, because I have started working out again. We've joined our community center. I'm at the gym at least 3 days a week. My eating's getting back under control, and I didn't want to make these and then have them be like way too big, because when jeans get too big, when I start to lose a little bit in through here, I can't keep my pants up. So I have a real problem when my pants start getting a little baggier. So I did want, and these aren't uncomfortable. I'm very comfortable wearing these. I can wear them around, but I do notice there's a little bit of pulling right through here, and that's why there's a little bit tight. But I'm okay with that, because I am on the higher end of my weight range right now, and I'll probably down at the lower end of that weight range probably in a month or 2. So anyway, that is why I'm absolutely okay with that. And again, they're fine. I'm comfortable to wear them. They're not uncomfortable to wear right now. So I feel like we're good. Now, the only thing that I'm wondering, wait, we're going to wait to get to that. Let me talk about some of the notions here. Again, the dark denim, I did contrasting thread, and I used the buttonhole thread from Gutermann for that. I'll link that down below. And then I used some rivets from my stash and a jeans button from my stash as well. So I've got rivets on the front little pocket and then on the 2 back pockets. I don't do a lot with, I know you can get really creative and do some fun things with your back pockets and doing some cool embroidery and stuff. I don't know. I prefer just the more standard, straight, non-embellished back pockets, I guess. But I'm very pleased with how these came out. I think they fit really well. And the only hang up I have, I was going back and forth. I did want a darker wash denim. However, I think these look a little too brand new, if you know what I mean. Like a little too just off the presses, just made. So I'm going back and forth. I know if I wear these a few times and wash them a few times, they're going to like lighten up and, look a little bit more worn in. That's just the whole process with denim. But I'm kind of thinking of like speeding that up a little bit. Thinking a little bit of maybe hitting it with some sandpaper in like some areas where you get like the lighter. I'll probably just go off a pair of jeans like this and okay, it's lighter here at the top of the thighs. And, it's lighter, here on the rear end. And just while I'm wearing them, hit them with a little sandpaper to help speed that wear in ability, speed that up a little bit. I also was playing around with maybe messing around with a little bit of a bleach water combination. I don't want these like bleached like a really light denim, but I've seen Courtney from S's for Sew on Instagram. She did a whole thing on, she's been playing around with like bleaching her jeans that she makes just a little bit, well, varying degrees. And she uses a spray bottle to spray them that has like a bleach water concentrate, and then let them sit for a little bit and then wash them. So it just, you can purposely have it, spray it a little bit more in the areas that you want a little bit lighter and like less in other areas. So I thought about maybe trying that as well. It's a little nerve-wracking because you've made this brand new pair of jeans and you don't want to ruin it with the bleach. Obviously, I'll be conservative in how long, you want less is more kind of type thing. You can always do more, but can't do less. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I play around with it? Do I try and distress them a little bit? Or do I just wear them as dark denim right now and just let the aging process happen naturally? What do you all think? Leave comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm a little nervous about trying it just because, you spend a lot of time and effort making a pair of jeans. And I love the silhouette, love how they're fitting. So I don't know. What do you all think? Let me know down below. But there you all have it. These are my newest, favoriteest pair of jeans. That's not a word. Most favorite pair of jeans right now. I'm so excited to wear these into the spring, which is another reason maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you think about the distressing. I'm just not sure. I don't want holes in them or anything, just that worn in look a little bit. But let me know what you think down in the description box below if I should try it or leave them alone. And we'll go from there. But my newest pair of jeans, had such a fun time making these. Highly recommend jean making if you haven't. It's just a really fun process. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get some sewing in, and I'm going to be back on Tuesday with a pattern release and a tutorial to help you with some of the more fiddly bits of that pattern release. And it's a good one. I'm very excited about this one. I made two. So I hope you have a good weekend, get some sewing in, and I will see you guys again on Tuesday.